now, let's receive the ministry gift of Minister Kenneth Moales III. Come on.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I want to move very quickly. Let's go to John chapter 8, verse 7.
Yes, sir.
I just want to read just a brief part of the text. And it says, Jesus responds and he says, "He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her." If you could just look or just shout across the room and say, "The stone tried to stop me. The stone tried to stop me." When I was first, you can be sitting, you can be seated. When I was first looking at this text, I wanted to preach. I said, "God, let me preach. I need to make a decision." Because one thing I saw in the text is that everybody in the text made decisions. One thing I found is that the woman who was caught, who was set up by the hypocrites, I mean the Pharisees and the scribes, she made a decision. And because of the decision she made, she then had to receive consequences, because these hypocrites, I mean these Pharisees and these scribes, they picked her up and then they wanted to expose her and bring her to Jesus. And then when we get to this text, we see that these Pharisees and these scribes bring this woman to Jesus, and they say, "Jesus, come on, listen, we got this woman caught up in adultery. We caught her in sin." And the Lord at first did not respond, and then they continue to irritate him, because one thing that Jesus noticed is that they were on assignment, because not only did they set the woman up, they were trying to set Jesus up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what Jesus did was he makes an earth-shattering statement. And what he says is that, all right, if this is what you guys want to do, I want to know, if you didn't sin, if you didn't sin, if you didn't do nothing, then I want you to kill her. Then I wanted to throw a stone at her. But then they begin to walk away. They were given a decision, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. The Lord took me to the text and he said, "Look at the stone." I said, "God, what's wrong with the stone? What's going on with the stone? There's nothing happened with the stone." I said, "God, help me. You got to lead me. I don't know what's going on with the stone." And he said, go back to the tomb. I said, "God, what happened at the tomb?" I said, "God, what happened at the tomb?" He said, "There was a stone in front of the tomb when Jesus was crucified." I said, "God, what you talking about? What you talking about?" He said, "What happened was Jesus, what he did was he helped the woman out, and he gave an earth-shattering statement, and then it was a foreshadow that the Lord would send an earthquake to push the stone away." What you talking about? Let's go to Matthew 28, verse 2. Matthew 28, verse 2. I got 4 minutes. And it says, "And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled the stone away from the door and sat upon it." I just need somebody to shout in this room and say, "The stone tried to stop me." Oh, no, I'm getting it. All right, I'm gonna make it make sense. See, we see in the first text that the woman who was caught in adultery, she was caught in sin, but the Lord gave grace, and the stone wasn't able to stop her. That was just a sin. She just got caught. She just got caught. But then we look at Matthew. When we look at Matthew, Jesus took on all of our sins. And the Lord still came with a divine intervention. He came with a divine intervention and rolled the stone away. And I've come to let you know that even though the stone tried to stop you, God stopped it. What's the stone? What's the stone? No, you want to know what the stone is. The lies that tried to get you caught up. The stone. The deceit tried to get you caught up. The stone. The depression tried to keep you down. The isolation